Hey guys, it's Kelli Meyer, licensed certified pediatric speech language pathologist, and welcome back to the Speech Scoop. Yes, we have a brand new name, and so today I'm here to give you the scoop. Make sure to check out all of our new resources on our Teachers Pay Teachers page. We also have the URL, and also we have moved on Instagram from Speedy Speech to the Speech Scoop, so make sure you are following because I've been on there all week just sharing little clips of therapy that I'm doing, and it's just really great information. It's a lot of the things that I talk about in my videos, but you can actually see me doing these therapeutic approaches and processes on my Instagram. So the Speech Scoop is where we are at, and make sure to subscribe to our email list, and you can also still find that at speedy-slp.com. And so today I have gotten a lot of questions about how to work with Gestalt Language Processors and how to help children with extreme jargon and echolalia. And so that's one of the things that I want to talk to you about today. And if you're like, I don't know those terms, Gestalt Language Processing is essentially the way that a child learns language. And so a traditional language approach is just where a child picks up 1, 2, 3 words, and then eventually we start to hear them combining those words, and then they begin formulating questions to make requests, and they really learn language as what we would refer to as a traditional language approach. And we learn language differently, and they learn them in gestalts or scripts. And so that means a child learns chunks of phrases at one time. And so a lot of times if a child's expressive language seems to outweigh, like what they're able to express seems to outweigh what they really understand, they actually might be a Gestalt language processor. And so today I'm going to go over the best ways to help them functionally communicate and also add to their language and vocabulary so that they can really amp up those receptive language skills as well. And so I want to start by talking about jargon. Jargon is a string of unintelligible speech. So this is normal for typically developing children. Usually around 18 months is whenever we see jargon peak, and that's whenever between 18 and 24 months is when we see what a lot of parents refer to as a language explosion. And so really that just means that the child has enough single words that they start combining those words together, and then they more easily pick up and understand different concepts, and then we see them exploding with their language skills. So you see a lot of words coming out. Now we know that children with speech or language delays, they also have language explosions. It just happens later than the 18 to 24 month mark. So back to jargon. Jargon would be like na 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 car, na 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 ball, and so it's where it's an unintelligible string. So babbling is ba 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 ga ga ba ga ga, where it's stringed syllables, and then the jargon adds one word onto the end. So that's where we see. So we see cooing, where the baby's making sounds. We see babbling, and then we see jargon, which is again the string of unintelligible speech attached with a single word. So again, typical until 18 months. And so whenever a child is still using jargon at the end of 24 months or after their second birthday, we know that maybe they're not processing language as easily as a typical developing child would. And so how do we address jargon? There are several different ways that we can address both jargon and echolalia. And really quickly, just the definition of echolalia, if you're watching this, is when a child is echoing or repeating what you're saying. So if you say, do you want red or green? And your child says red or green, or if I say, how is your day? And your child says, how is your day? We know that they are trying to communicate. They're using a communicative intent, but they are not understanding the question or how to respond to the question. And so what we are going to do, and a lot of times you'll see kids do this whenever they say their name's Johnny, and then because you've said good job Johnny, they say good job Johnny, and so we want to teach them more appropriate or more functional gestalts or scripts so that we're actually adding to their language repertoire, and then that way they're able to express themselves in even more functional ways. So instead of good job Johnny, after your child completes a puzzle, I would say, I did it. Why? Because that is the same syllabic structure that your child's learning words. So I want you to listen really carefully to what your child's actually saying. And if you continue to see jargon after 18 months, just listen in, because a lot of times you can tell by melodic intonation and by the rhythm of the speech and the way that the speech is produced, those syllabic structures. And so if you're hearing like baby shark, but they're not saying baby shark. They might be saying go, go. Just start turning that same rhythm and those words into what your child might be trying to say. So like mommy's home, and then whenever dad comes home, you can say daddy's home, do. So we're making it functional, and it's an easier way for your child to learn and string those words together. Also, a lot of times I get what we call like a bingo eye contact, means that the child is like, oh, like you understood what I was saying, is whatever child's pointing at a car. So I had a child, this is an exact example, this car was actually in here, and the child pointed and said, da-na-na-na, red car, da-na-na-na, car, just like that. And I said, I modeled to him what he actually wanted to say, which is, I want the red car, and I used the same intonation, the same amount of words, and then they were like, looked at me and shook their head. And then they were able to imitate, I want the red car. And I said, oh, okay, here's red car. And so just by providing them the modeled script of what you want, what they are trying to say, not what you want them to say, but what they are trying to say, and you make sure that you're using the same intonation, meaning how the pitch is rising and falling in their voice, you're also going to imitate that. And then also you're just going to replace words for them, and this will help build their expressive vocabulary and also help them pair the meaning with the things that they are actually trying to say or want. So I'm going to glance at my notes just so I know. So I talked about it's atypical for Jargon and Echolalia after the age of 2. And then we went over a couple of different things. Okay, so yes, another great tip of working with children with Jargon or Echolalia, or just children who are Gestalt Language Processors in general, children who are scripting, you always want to talk in third person, which is super hard for me to do. So instead of saying, are you ready to eat? We're going to cut out the questions, and I'm going to say, I'm ready to eat, or I'm hungry, or hi, Kelly. Anytime a child sees me, I'm going to pair an action of waving and a greeting, and I'm going to say, hi, Kelly, and then 9 out of 10 times the child is going to say, hi, Kelly. Now, after we do that multiple times, whenever the child comes in, I'm just going to wave at them, and the child will say, hi, Kelly, and then I say, oh, hi, Johnny, or whatever the child's name is. And so that is another way to do it, is make sure that you're talking in third person, because it's hard to reverse. Like if you're saying, it's my turn, it's your turn, and then the child is going whenever you're saying it's your turn, and then they learn that their turn is whenever you say it's your turn, and then you have to work backwards. So the easiest way to do this is definitely using third person, which is super hard. For me, at least, so I like to write things down, and also write down the amount of words that your child's saying, like all together. Make sure you write down what they're emphasizing on the words. See if you can pair it. Like, are they saying like da-na-na-na, and let's go for to infinity and beyond? Is that something that they've seen in the past that they are trying to imitate? And then you can just take that little phrase and say, let's go to the grocery store, let's go to the park. And then we're going to teach them more and more phrases, and that way they are using their script or their gestalt functionally, and they are communicating with intent, what they are receptively understanding, and as far as what they are expressing. So that is definitely a big win. I wrote down a couple of examples that I wanted to give you. And so I did the baby shark one, I did the mommy's home one. I did, instead of good job, Johnny, I would say, I did it. And then another one is, for example, I have a little friend who always says, go purple car. And so I took our daughter, our purple daughter, and we were dot, 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 dot. And I'd say, go purple dot, go purple dot, go purple dot. And at first my little friend kept saying, go purple. And then I would say, go purple dot. And so you want to start to change out 1 or 2 words. Start with one at the end, and then you can also change the word at the beginning instead of go purple car. Also, if your child is, let's say, like lining all the cars, and then after they're all lined up, they're saying, go, 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 cars. I would say, stay, 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 cars, because that is actually what they're meaning to say, or what is the functional purpose there. And then you're showing them that the cars are staying. Whenever a child says, go, 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 cars, I help them move the cars. And I don't move them out of their line, like mess them up for them. I just move their whole line, and I say, go, 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 cars. And I repeat back to them what they've said to show them that that's the actual meaning of go, 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 cars. And then this is stay, 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 where your child gets to stay. And then instead of go purple car, we can say, go in car, and I do have these on my Amazon shop, which I will put down below, where you can find these. So go in car, and so we just changed the middle word there. We also, one thing that I did today with a little friend was, I love these buzzers. These are not on my Amazon shop, but I will make sure by the time this video goes up that they are. These are little purple buzzers, and so all these different buzzers, they make super fun noises, and so a lot of kids get stuck in a rote phrase like, I want car, I want candy, I want dog, I want purple. And all I'm going to do is pair, instead of want, we're going to pair it with the action here. So after the child pushes, I pushed purple. Okay. I pushed orange, and I'm saying this, and that way the child's modeling. And then after we do this several times, then the child pushes the button. And if they need a verbal prompt, I'll say, what happened? And then they'll say, I pushed green. And if they don't, I say it for them. I pushed green. What happened? And I'll help them with a visual. I pushed. And even if you do it one word at a time, then they say, after I say I, they say pushed blue. So that's super fun. That is another way to functionally have your child, if your child's just requesting and scripting and running off of those rote phrases, we can definitely start to change them out using super fun action words. Okay, one last idea. So we talked about, if your child is just laying down doing a puzzle, make sure to get involved. And so if they don't want your help, maybe just get 1 out of every 5 pieces. So the 5th piece, then all these pieces are out. And if your child's overwhelmed by all the pieces being out, just start with the 5 pieces, put the rest of them away, and then after we do those 5, we get out the next 5. And that way you don't overwhelm them to where they don't know what to do with 26 alphabet letters. Okay, so we can just do 5 at a time. And then if we're looking for the E, I say, E, where are you? Instead of one of their other scripts that they might run through, which a lot of times ends up being Paw Patrol. They start singing, and so I'll say, E, where are you? And then when we find E, what happens is, once a child learns that script, once they have the E, they'll still say, E, where are you? So instead I say, E, I found you, just changing out that one word. Now it's super functional. Now your child is interacting with you. We're both looking, we're using a gesture, we're pairing words, and we're learning entire phrases that are functional and are also relevant to the receptive concept that we're working on. So I love that one. You can also do a sing song like, where is A? Where is A? I found A. I found A. And then you can put it in, and then you do it over and over again, but with all the different letters. And then at the end, you say, and you can even do it without the words, right? Because after I've done this, I did it. Your child's gonna know that that's what they say at the end of this is, I did it. And then again, whenever your child's leaving, right? I would say like, bye, Kelly. And then your child's gonna say, bye, Kelly. And then the 10th time we do this, I just say, and they will say, bye, Kelly. And I say, bye, see you later. And so you can also do this to learn all of your body parts with potato head. That's super fun. Where do eyes go? Eyes go on. Where do shoes go? Shoes go on. You just over, and then at the end, where do shoes go? Shoes come off. And again, you just do it over and over and over again. You're teaching vocabulary. You're really building up those vocabulary words. And then for a Gestalt Language Processor, once they learn all of these different words using phrases, because that is how they process information, we can start breaking it down in the end to teach more functional vocabulary. So that is how you treat jargon and echolalia, what's typical in a child that is using jargon up to 18 months. And then we see jargon and echolalia decreasing after from 18 months to 24 months. Whenever we really see the child at 50 to 100 words, they're able to combine more words, and we start to see the jargon decrease, and they're able to answer those simple questions. So instead of asking your child questions, you can definitely provide models for what you're thinking that they are saying. Use the melodic intonation, make sure that you're using their same syllabic structure, putting stress on the same words that they are, and then switching out some of their already functional scripts, like ready, set, go. Then you can do ready, steady, go, or you could do 1, 2, 3, and then you can say 1, 2, 3, blow bubbles, 1, 2, 3, stomp feet, 1, 2, 3, run outside, whatever it is that you want your child to do, but make sure you're actually pairing the action with that. So I know this video is a little bit long. Thanks for hanging in there with me. And if you have any video requests, make sure to leave them down below. Also, I'm wearing this really cool neurodiversity shirt, which I absolutely love. My whole office just put in an order for all the Peachy Speechy shirts that say Minds of All Kinds. Everyone in the office got one of a different color, so we wear Fun Shirt Friday. And you can use my code, which is SPEEDY, to get 10% off. I'm gonna link all the shirts down below. You can click on it. There's tons of shirts for parents. There's tons of shirts for therapists. Honestly, they're just like the cutest shirts I've ever seen. So I love Fun Shirt Friday, where we get to get out of our scrubs and really get to roll around on the floor in our super cool shirts. So that's all I have for you today. Make sure to leave your questions, comments, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Teachers Pay Teachers, find us on Facebook, The Speech Scoop, and we are moving on. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.